Let's face it, finances are sometimes the scariest things to think about. It more or less determines how comfortably we live. If there are ups in our finances, then life is great. But when it dips, everyone is up in arms, and understandably so. Now, the economy is a tricky thing to look at. If you're not well positioned for an economic downturn at all times, you could be risking everything when a financial crisis occurs. I mean, it's not rare for individuals to lose their job that had the illusion of stability. More often than not, retirement savings could be sliced in half, and they could even lose their home to the bank. All of these could cause lasting health implications and troubled relationships. I understand that it's easy to forget about the times of misfortune when the economy has been performing well for an extended period of time. But there's probably never a point in time when the effects of slowdowns are forced to be minimized. Luckily, when an economic downturn occurs, this provides a massive opportunity for those who have a high level of financial stability. This can provide them the opportunity to build incredible wealth beyond what they could have ever imagined. If you learn how to properly prepare for unfortunate times, you can take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves. Welcome to Modern Wealth, where we help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Now, let's get on with the video. Loosely speaking, a recession is a large decline in economic activity that lasts more than a few months. This can be caused by a variety of factors, including inflation, when prices rise and the dollar becomes weaker. Deflation happens when prices fall and the dollar purchases bring about more high interest rates in lending. These issues typically result in higher unemployment, lack of consumer confidence, people losing their homes, and businesses going bankrupt. Due to these factors, the stock market typically plummets as investors panic, lose confidence, and pull their money from the market. One habit that you must establish in order to improve your finances at any point in the economic cycle is to live below your means and spend less than you earn. The gap between your income and your expenses is what's used to invest for your future and serves as a down pay for debt. Unfortunately, though, so many people fall into the trap of continually increasing their expenses proportionately with their income, resulting in a never-ending cycle of barely scraping by. Not to mention, it's a vicious cycle that will leave you penniless by the end. When they get a raise, that money is immediately allocated to a brand new car or a larger home. And when their tax return hits their account, it's already spent on a vacation. The phrase "live below your means" might bring a few words to mind, like boring or mundane. But there are so many positive changes in your life that will come about when you begin to do this. Did you know that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income? Yeah, they don't rely on one single paycheck from their job to pay their mortgage, car payments, and all other bills with the constant worry of being laid off. When your income is diversified, you have less reason to worry in the event that one stream dries up. When you combine living below your means with diversifying your income streams, you'll still be able to pay your bills during an unfortunate event. Perhaps the best advantage of having multiple avenues that pay you regularly is the chance of one particular income stream taking off. For example, an individual working a 9-to-5 job begins a side hustle detailing cars on the weeknights and weekends. The car detailing business turns out to be a hit with customers lining up for services. It ends up being a much higher hourly paying job than working 9 to 5. So now, they're able to quit their full-time job and focus on the detailing business with double or triple the annual income that they were being paid at their main job. Paying off debt doesn't make sense for every single situation. To put it simply, it makes sense to pay off high-interest debt quickly while making minimum payments on low-interest debt, instead of taking every extra dollar you have and eliminating the low-interest loans as quickly as possible. That money could be invested to earn more interest than you're paying. Now ask yourself if it would be wise to invest extra money that could earn a 10% return instead of paying off debt. From a mathematical standpoint, this makes sense. But some people ignore the fact that your monthly needs are going to be incredibly low when you have very little to no debt obligations. Think of how low your monthly expenditures are going to be when you have no car payment, student loans, credit cards, and even no mortgage. Compare this to someone who's drowning in debt. This puts you in a much better position in the event of a recession and the potential risks associated with an economic downfall. I mean, just think of how much better you're going to sleep at night. How many purchases have you made that you've later regretted? Like that car you bought brand new that's now dented with frequent mechanical issues and is worth practically nothing. How about that timeshare that was pitched to you while on vacation? Or the extravagant wedding with 300 people you invited to marry your now ex-husband or wife? To be clear though, there's nothing wrong with spending money on these expensive things. Buying them is alright if they're important and bring you happiness. But the problem lies when people habitually make large and small purchases without blinking an eye, continually wasting money on things they could care less about in a few days, or weeks, or even months. It's going to drain your wallet and probably make you feel guilty later on. These meaningless, forgetful purchases will have you wondered where all of your hard-earned money went. The blow would be especially painful when you lose your job or your retirement savings halves in value during a market crash. Your future self will thank you if you think twice before buying an expensive item or carefully considering whether or not you want to splurge. Plus, you'll receive more joy from each dollar spent by not making a purchase that will be forgotten shortly after. When the stock market crashes or there's a recession, it seems like things, as you know, may be coming to an end. You'll be asking questions like, will things ever get back to normal? Well, it's worth noting that the average recession occurs about every 4 years and lasts about a year and a half. According to Acorns, a stock drop occurs about every 3.5 years and lasts between 9 and 10 months, with the average stock market drop during these periods being around 35%. In short, about every 3.5 years, you can expect the stock market to drop an average of 35%. But not to worry, because it tends to recover in less than 1 year. It's always unnerving when your investments lose a large percentage of their value, especially when you're getting older and replacing those funds would be seemingly impossible. I mean, let's face it, that's your hard-earned cash practically gone with the wind. But when you look at history and know what to expect, these events are much easier to stomach. It's good to remember that markets are not always positive, and sometimes they drive you to do crazy things. That's exactly why we'll urge you to prepare your portfolio for such occurrences and stay away from anything you wouldn't want to own when setbacks do strike. Maintain a safe amount of leverage at all times, meaning don't borrow more money than you'd be comfortable having. During all market cycles, buying stocks on margin seemed like a foolproof idea when the economy had been healthy for a few years. On the flip side, a lot of people ask hard-hitting questions like, but what about when things take a turn for the worse? Would you still consider that to be a good idea, or are you over-leveraged? How about your home equity line that enabled you to borrow against much of the value of your home, leaving you little to no equity? You might make payments easily now, but what if your income decreases? Borrowing money has potential upsides, but you need to be extremely careful not to over-leverage. Considering each cycle of the market will help you do this. The worse off the market or economy is, the better the opportunities are for profit. As Warren Buffett famously stated, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Investors who are well positioned to buy assets at a discount are often handsomely rewarded when these assets reclaim their all-time highs. Buying the dip follows the basic investment principle of buy low, sell high, similar to timing the market. While timing the market completely can be extremely difficult, Buying stocks when you see a sharp decline in prices with the intention of holding onto them for a very long time is a simple strategy. This is only wise to do if you have plenty of cash available to risk in investing. But for those who have extra capital to deploy in a recession, this could signal an opportunity. It's incredibly easy to forget exactly how things looked during past recessions, especially for younger individuals who have little to no prior memory of them. When the economy is thriving and seemingly invincible, those bad times are distant memories. However, remembering these times and always being prepared for them will mean you're in a much better position to withstand an income interruption, a major loss in your portfolio value, and even give you the opportunity to take advantage of incredible value in the markets. Compare this to someone who is ill-prepared and expects nothing but a perfect economy and a constant uptrend with their investments. These are the people who might lose their homes, encounter major problems in their families, and experience many other detrimental issues. Surprisingly, with stocks, it might be better to strike when the iron isn't hot and trust your instincts and everything we talked about in this video. With that being said, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We would love to know which option sounds better to you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And if you want to learn a few more tips and tricks to handling your money or your money-making skills, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!